You're welcome to start early. Okay. All right. Go live. Give me a minute. All right. We are live in Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. People are set to see us. Nishkas. By the way, a quick introduction. I guess this guy doesn't need any introduction. Whoever is into e-commerce knows who is Nishkash Sharma. So, but still, you know what? Like, here's the backstory how we met. I have been following Nishkars for a while now, and watching his videos, watching his digital dukandar programs and all. I built my business, sold my business as well. And recently, Nishkas, I was supposed to tell you this. अभी क्या हुआ like my fiance I got engaged recently and
Oh,
my fiance keeps complaining on the phone कि यार job बहुत बुरा है यार I'm getting scolded यार I'm not very happy here and all that kind of stuff I'm getting tired and all that stuff like तो job छोड़ तो business कर मैं तेरे को सिखाता हूँ क्या करना है and she is like नहीं 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 security है ये है and all that बोला जब शादी करेंगे एक साल बाद I'll create a business for you and I'll give that to you and hence I joined your BBA क्योंकि I want to build this business for her and it'll be like the
lovely.
best wedding present ever so
Beautiful.
yeah, and for
So
people who don't know,
I'll share something
sorry,
cool with you. मैं बोल रहा हूँ, I'll share something cool with you as well. So I
yeah,
got married a year back, almost 1.5 years back, huh? And currently, so when I met my wife, even we were working on a project together, and then I was like,
hmm,
ये मेरे से नहीं हो रहा है, and then I just I handed over the business to her, and now she's been taking care of it all by herself. And abhi very
yeah,
recently with brandbuilding.tv, like we started working together almost a month back as well. So I kind of connect with what you're saying here.
yeah, yeah.
And you
So,
you said something else. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, yeah, yeah, that's what like a similar story. Yeah. Where whichever company I ever joined, I was like really good at marketing and sales. But जब operations की बारी आती है, when it comes to operations, HR, hiring people, managing, support, like नहीं होता मेरे से ये सब. But yeah, so I think you also kind of felt that because that's what you mentioned right now. Handle नहीं होता
Mm,
मतलब operations most of the time it's the major thing,
yeah.
right? Yeah. So yeah, I bought BBA for people who don't know. Nishkarsh runs a program called Brand Building Accelerator. I just finished week one. I binge watched since last night. I like slept at like 3 a.m. and like finished week one and I was like mind blown. ऐसा blast हो रहा था mind में. And really well developed program, man. Brand Building Accelerator, and everyone who wants to build a brand definitely should check it out. That's number one. Cool. Coming back to our interview, Nishkas, I have so many questions to ask you. Like, I've been in this field for what, 3 years now,
Hmm.
and I have so many questions to ask. But the number one questions for people who don't know you, let's say कुछ लोग नहीं जानते होंगे आपको, a quick introduction.
Sure, yeah. So I got started. I first got to know about making money online and digital marketing and internet marketing way back in 2012 when I was in my college. Got into engineering and realized engineering is not my cup of tea. So started figuring out ways to make money. Tried blogging for 3 years, could not make it work. And on the side, I was doing a lot of internships, marketing, sales internships, offline internships. Made some money from there. In 2015, I had two job offers, gave up on them, and my business partner and I we started a company from our savings, whatever we had made during college. And we tried a lot of things: Kindle publishing, building SEO websites, Google AdWords, social media agency. In 1.5 years, we went bankrupt. We had no money left. And then we built a video animation agency, scaled it to $100,000 in 2 years. Then I was like, I don't want to handle clients because this is a tough thing to do. Then I got into e-commerce in 2017. Since 17, we've been doing e-commerce. We started with dropshipping for a month, dropshipping from China, could not make it work. Then we started doing print on demand, which means kind of dropshipping print related items like t-shirts, mugs, hoodies, all of that. Since then, and then in 2018, we started teaching people, late 2018, we started teaching people how to build e-commerce businesses. And long story short, currently I'm also running my own brand. It's called Calvin Ross, wherein we have our own production. We're into luxury shirts. Since we've started, we've done more than, and I'm not sharing this to show off, just to share what's possible. We've done more than $4.5 million in sales in our e-commerce business. Actually, yeah, more than 4.5 million. And our top clients combined have done more than $3 million in sales in their own brands that they started from scratch through our training programs, through our mentorship program.
Easy.
So yeah, like that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. I can see, dude, that niche research, the level of depth you go into that, like market valuation and market cap, then going into ad spy and all that, that's crazy. Like, I have seen people who teach all this stuff, but very rarely people who go this deep. So yeah, hats off to you and kudos for creating such a great course out there.
Yeah,
I
brother.
won't say it's naming it a course would be a, I won't say
Huh?
it's good. It's more of a mastermind, right? Because there are trainings going on, live calls going on, and crazy.
हाँ,
Yeah,
like we've seen that ना अब जैसे especially here in India and even not just here in India but what we've seen is most people just recommend you to do the same thing कि ठीक है go on AdSpy tool see what's working for other people do dupe it and video now and just copy them and run ads and scale it then move on to the next product. So it's like a
yeah,
churn and burn model, but no one really talks about, dude, if you really want to build something long term, जो ban ना हो जाए Facebook पे, or something that's really scalable, something that people would love to come to you back over and over again. People don't
yeah,
usually do that. So yeah, I mean, I think this is the real deal, and this is how brands are built.
yeah. So, what do you think about, like, if I may ask this, if you can list pros and cons of forming a general store, shooting products into the thin air and see what works versus actually building a brand? What are the advantages that you see here, like in building a brand? What are the long term things that you can see?
Yeah, nice question. Yeah. So when it comes to running a general dropshipping store, let's say, like the biggest pro is that it's very good for cash flow. I mean, you can generate cash flow very fast. Because, and I'm not saying, I mean, it can be very fast in comparison to building something which is more long term. Like you just find a product, test it. If it works, you just get lucky, and if you scale it, you can make some money, some good money. So that is the biggest pro that I see, and it doesn't really take a lot of work to do that in comparison to building something which is long term.
Hmm.
The biggest con with this is that you would never be able, I mean, you're never going to be satisfied, I guess, because you're going to find a winning product, it's going to die off, then you're going to find something else, and then you're going to find something else. You would not be able to control the quality because you're mostly shipping different products from China, or let's say China, say India, and then doing it within India. So the quality is not going to be the best. Getting the clients back will be a very big issue because if the clients are not, if your customers, your ecom brand customers, sorry, ecom store customers are not going to be satisfied with the first product they got, they'll not want to pay you money. Advertising
Yeah.
costs are going high, so the customer lifetime value is very important. So that is the biggest
Hmm.
con that I see with general dropshipping.
Hmm.
When it comes to building a brand, the biggest pro that I see is that one, you as an ecom brand owner are going to feel really confident that whatever I'm selling, this is really high quality. Like this brand that I'm building right now, I use. I mean, I wear my own shirts. My father wears my brand shirts. My media guy, in fact, there was an agency that I was working with. I gifted him one of my brand shirts. He was telling me a few days back, "Ki main, I wear these shirts to my dates, and these shirts are lucky for me."
Damn.
So first you get to believe it when you sell something and ki this is a fado, this is a great product. You proudly sell it. Your customers love
Yeah.
it. Your customers keep coming back to you. Like currently, our repeat customer rate is close to 30% on the .com and .in version of the brand that we're running. Our average order value in US is like $110. In India, it's close to 3,500 rupees. So the AOV is also nice. The repeat rate is also nice. Customers leave reviews. They share the pictures with us. So
Crazy.
yeah, this is the biggest benefit that I see. The con
Hmm.
here is you have to be more patient. Like especially when you've done drop shipping and all of that, you're used to finding winning products and scaling to the moon like very fast. But it doesn't work that way when you're building a brand, because I'm not saying that you can't scale and you can't get revenue. You can, but you know that if I scale too fast, my operations will break, or I would not be
Yeah.
able to deliver on time, or I'll have to compromise on the quality, and then my customers are not going to be happy with me. So you got to be
Yeah.
really patient, and you got to have that willpower to control and not just scale things up. It just teaches you a lot as a person as well. It teaches you to be patient, to not go
Yeah, man.
crazy, to take things slow and dissect everything and see what's going on. Like honestly, I'll tell you, we've done POD and dropshipping for so many years, but building a brand is so much different from all of that, because now we actually dive really deep into every core element to understand what's going wrong, what could be improved better, what could be done better, and all of that. But
Yeah.
like overall, like this is the right way to do it, honestly, because at least I get that satisfaction that whatever I'm doing, it's long term. And if I plan
Absolutely.
on selling this brand sometime in the future, I'm really going to have this valuable asset which could pay me for the rest of my life.
Absolutely, and it's like your baby, right? You
Yeah.
build it, you put your heart and soul into it, and I understand where you're coming from. But what about this approach? That, let's say, many people talk about this. You start with a general store, see which categories of products you are able to sell when customers are
Mm.
communicating better with your message, then create another store and sell those using the same pixel or same ad account, so that the audience is pretty much the same. And what do you think about that approach?
Hi, that I mean that approach is not wrong. Like ideally, I'll tell you what the approach should be according to me. So the
Hmm.
approach should be you start with it. Like although I recommend that you should always start with a niche, and I didn't
Hmm.
recommend this couple years back. Like if you see my content,
I know.
maybe I used to be like go general, and then find a niche, and then dive deeper into that. Like that's exactly what we've done in our print on demand business. We want all general. Went all general. Whatever worked for us. Started promoting more products in that niche, and then now our store is all into that niche only.
Hmm.
When it comes to drop shipping, like what I think now is this approach is not wrong. You can implement it if you're not sure about what niche you want to get into. You can definitely just go out and test the water, see what's working for you, and dive deeper. Otherwise, what you could do is you could do a little more research, get very clear about okay, this is my niche, and within that niche, you can provided it has potential and competition and great margins and all of that. You can test multiple sub niches, like if you let's say want to sell bottles, right? So you could sell glass water bottles or the thermo wale water bottles. You could sell plastic bottles, and then you see which category is working the best for me, which marketing angle is working the best for me, which target audience
Hmm.
is working the best for me, so that you build that one brand which looks like a real, kind of this premium segment for one particular kind of product. And people,
Yeah,
when you do this, people really start seeing you differently. So both the approaches are
absolutely.
correct, but yeah, I feel this one works better.
No, the way I visualize this is, have you seen those dukans, like, I don't know, boutique stores where they keep everything?
Yeah.
Pretty much dropshipping feels to me like that. Like you have everything in store, but having our brand is like walking into a mall, seeing that Rolex
Hmm.
ka showroom, getting in there, wearing that watch, then feel like, ah, this mere liye bani hai. Then walking out with that watch. I feel that's the
Correct.
core difference if you can compare it to the offline world. What do you think about this?
Yes. Nice one.
Yeah, right. And you know what, like, especially when it comes to building a brand, like you mentioned, you have to focus a lot on product quality. How do you ensure a great delivery, like freaking best delivery of out of everything else? Because in dropshipping, it's so much easier to get started. But you mentioned that if your first product is not good, then it's gonna be a bloodbath later on because
Yeah.
you just let it loose. So how do you ensure that you really have a
Absolutely.
good product?
So there are two ways you could do that. Like one is you order samples. Like so, first, like what we recommend is you start with a niche, and once you finalize a niche, you talk to two to three, but you finalize two to three vendors that you're going to be working with. Let's say you start with dropshipping only, and you before you go live, I recommend that at least order 10 pieces each of whatever product you want to sell and see the samples first. If you're convinced with the samples, and if the vendor and the supplier gives you a good vibe and you're feeling good, and you're feeling everything is okay, that's when you would go live with selling those category of products. And I feel that once you make this very clear to your supplier that listen, yeah, I'm not here to just run a random store and just screw up later. I'm here to build something long term, and I really want quality. And if you sell something, if you ship something which is not good, I'll get to know about it, and eventually I'll have to stop working with you. So, and
Yeah.
we've done this with our suppliers in China as well for a different category of products, and they understand it. Like now he comes and tells me, Ki, sir, ye wala to, I mean, don't sell this one because this is not really what you would like. So now he's
Right.
telling us ourselves, even if we tell him ki mujhe ye chahiye, I found a bestseller, blah blah blah. So very simple, just order the samples once and then
Hmm.
go live, and then constantly keep taking market feedback. Yeah, you can
Absolutely.
automate that using review apps and all of that, or an automated email sequence. So this
Hmm.
will continue giving you feedback about the products, and yeah, and if something goes wrong, you know that you have to change something.
Yeah, yeah. So I was in this 1% club from capitalism.com before
Hmm.
joining this.
Hmm.
And he also mentioned a very beautiful thing. What Ryan used to do is, like, every time a product got delivered, the first batch of the product, he would personally call the customer. Being the CEO, he would not use the support guy. He would personally call the customer and, like, ask him like, do you have 2 minutes? We have an offer for you. If you can answer these few questions, I'll give you a 50% discount on your next order, or 5%, 10%, whatever. And he used to
Mm-hmm.
take calls. And when customers used to, ask him like, who do you represent? He's like, I'm the CEO of this company. And he would say like,
Mm-hmm.
uh, people would get amazed. Okay, the CEO himself is calling us. So, that relationship builds with the brand. You don't, in a normal store, you don't do that. But in a brand, you might.
Absolutely, yeah. So there are a couple of things that similar things that we're doing with our brand as well. So first, the very first welcome email that is sent to every customer who purchases from my brand, it is sent from my personal company email. So it's not sent from a support. Matlab to, if someone replies, I mean from wala section, they see my email there,
Nishkars
nish@morenma.com.
at Nishad
Yeah,
Group. Okay.
yeah. So first of all, that welcome email, I wrote it myself, wherein I thank them and I tell them, I give them a little bit background about the brand. I tell them about myself, that that I'm the founder and blah blah blah. And then at the end, I also add a call to action that just I ask them a question, that what is the biggest reason that made you buy from us? And I would
Hmm.
say 1 out of every 10 people usually get back, and I get to read all of those emails, which gives me
That's a
clarity.
good reply rate, man. 10% is not bad. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not bad at all, right? So these guys usually reply back to me that brands don't usually send this. Is this really you?
exactly.
And this is what I liked about you. This is what I liked about the ad. I hope my product is. This is what I'm thinking about it. And two, when we started out, I used to personally Instagram and WhatsApp my clients. In fact, I would say around 10 of my clients, I've spent days and days talking to them. One of these guys was
Hmm.
agreed to get on a 45-minute call with me. I mean, we did not really say 45 minute ki call hogi, but then he went on a call with me and he gave me so much value in those 45 minutes. And this guy has purchased products worth more than $1,000 from us. And
Ah.
he gave me so much data about my own competition that even I could not find, even after doing extensive research. Feedback
Hmm.
about what should we be launching next. In fact, we started asking these clients that I was in touch with about, to help us with shortlisting the next set of products that we should be launching, so that
Yeah.
we don't really waste a lot of money in inventory or stocking and all of that. So this is the most underrated thing when it comes to building brands, because I feel the market has, लोगों ने गलत ये बात फैलाई है that have freedom, build the laptop lifestyle, outsource everything, and just enjoy your life. It doesn't work like that, yeah. And you have to really
Yeah.
do the work and do the boring stuff, which most people I feel don't want to do.
Absolutely. And that freedom wala, I have so much problem with the freedom wala concept. It's like make a baby, usko de do anathalay mein. वो तो चलता रहेगा. Freedom from parenting. It feels like that, right? You can't
Correct.
always have that thing. Yeah. So true.
Ah.
बड़ी अच्छी बात आई, by the way, when it comes to building that relationship. And great idea. I'm going to implement the same thing in my store from here on. Letter लिख के. What I'm like, one question that comes to mind is like retention. Yeah, it's a nightmare most of the time. Like I work on email marketing for my US
Hmm.
clients,
Hmm.
and getting people back. I mean, आज तक मैंने देखा है लोगों को बस they slap an offer, 40% discount, 50% discount, which does get like, let's say, 10-20% people back into the game, and like they keep coming back and they buy. What other strategies do you have to get these people coming back to your store and buy from you?
Okay. So, honestly, I think this is more of a, what should I say? So, we can talk about the strategies. I'll share the technical and the strategy wala thing that we
No, I
do.
mean, like a high level view, like what exactly
Yeah,
runs through your mind. That's what I'm
yeah,
asking.
I got your question. The biggest thing here is really focusing on the customer experience. Yeah, if your customer
Hmm.
experience is good, they will, yeah, like these brands will come, these customers will come back to you no matter what. And if your customer experience is pathetic, no matter what freaking strategy you apply, you send them 100 emails, you even like visit their places, you call them, you send them WhatsApps, they're not going to come back. And this is what
Hmm.
I'm telling you with sheer experience. There was a time wherein we used to drop ship t-shirts from China, and then after COVID happened, we shifted to all US since the early 2020s. But until then, my repeat rate wasn't too good because my product quality wasn't up to the mark. After
Hmm.
shifting to US, my repeat rate went high, and we did not change anything on the level of strategy. It almost doubled. And even right now, with
Hmm.
the brand that I'm running, I know for this reason, trust me, we don't send a lot of emails. It's very less. Maybe we send like 1 or 2 emails a month. That's it.
Hmm.
WhatsApp, तो अभी we've just started sending broadcasts. Like 3 days back, we sent our first WhatsApp broadcast, and that also went to a very small audience. अभी वो audience size भी build हो रहा है उसमें. I'm
Hmm.
talking about the Indian brand. Emails, US वाले में just 2 emails a month. In India, we send emails, but that does not work like crazy. But yeah, we still get some conversions. But
Hmm.
most of our clients, either they just come back themselves, or they, we retarget them through ads and they come back to us, and the customer repeat rate is like 30%. We have gone, so I'll tell you what. I know why these customers are coming back, because जो मेरा number है मेरे website पे, that we take care. I mean, we answer those calls ourselves, and we literally ask these guys what is making you buy from us, and the feedback that we get is the packaging. It's the packaging. It's the overall experience. जो वो खोलते हैं उसको, the overall experience of wearing it, और product कुछ washes के बाद या कुछ दिनों के बाद कैसा रहता है. That is what makes them come back to us. Like this is the most important thing. If your product is
Yeah.
shitty, अगर एक गंदे से पैकेट में वो जा रहा है जो ब्राउन टेप से है, फिर उसको काटना पड़ रहा है और प्रोडक्ट देख के उनको मजा नहीं आ रहा है, they're not gonna come back to
Hmm.
you. यार. Like you might get lucky कि आप बहुत पुश कर रहे हो वो आ जाए, but people need to understand that customers are not dumb and they would not give you their hard-earned money just like that. That's the number one thing. इसके
Hmm.
बाद strategy level पे, yes, we have an automation email sequence. We use Klaviyo, so we have an automation sequence. Then we send manual 2 broadcasts a month. Like मतलब अगर कोई event नहीं है तो usually इतना ही रहता है. Three,
Hmm.
we have SMS bump and all of these apps to first of all get the lost customers back, and then
Yeah.
we send them manual SMSs whenever we're sending emails. Apart from that, recently we've started doing WhatsApp. We run most of our repeat customers come from Facebook ads, so we retarget them. And I feel that when you run Facebook ads, Facebook mostly shows your ads to people who already bought from you. So this is also what we've seen, that most of these people, they continue seeing our ads and they keep coming back
Yeah.
to us. A lot of times when someone's given me a call or someone's given us a support call, we're also able to close him on the phone sometimes, right?
Ah,
So
that तो
my
happens.
yeah, so I've also, so my dad handles all the production that happens for my brand right now, and he
Hmm.
takes a lot of calls himself, and लोगों से बात करके we're able to take more orders, like 8 pieces, 9 pieces, 10 pieces, so that also
Damn.
helps. Yeah,
Really.
so yeah, mostly we're not doing anything fancy, but doing all the basic stuff. But what we've done differently is we fixed the first part of the equation first.
Yeah. I mean that's how it works. Like, have you read this article by Paul Graham? Do things that don't scale.
No,
It's
no.
a freaking great article where he talks about how world is moving around technology, how to scale things, scale things, scale things. But he
Okay.
talks about that how do you scale things if you don't know how to do it in an unscalable way first. So he
Okay.
talks about, he puts case studies of like Airbnb and all these big brands, how they started. They literally went by foot to people's homes and convinced
Hmm.
them, and they understood what took it to do that entire thing, and they
Hmm.
automated as much they can, and whatever was manual, they just added more manpower to it.
Cool.
That way, what happened was that there was a beautiful system that started coming up, and that's what you guys are doing. When we said that not doing anything fancy, we're just doing the basics. That's what it takes. I
Hmm.
mean, that's a fantastic thing to do, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man. One more question, one more fascinating thing about Calvin Ross that I observed. I think when you launched, you shared the story as well. I saw the story and was like,
Hmm.
the story was fantastic. I was sold on the story. Like these photographers and artists, they sell their artwork through stories. And you mentioned how, artisans of Delhi, how they are doing it, and it's a way of contributing to them
Hmm.
using the
Hmm. Hmm.
finest
Hmm.
Egyptian Giza
Hmm.
cotton and all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, this I understand. Like I kind of understand, but I really want to like dig deeper, not just for my sake, for my audience sake. How do you come up with a brand story? For you, I understood. It might be unique to you, but let's say I want to start today. What
Okay.
would be your advice to me?
It depends. So let's take a random example. So ठीक है. So let's say someone who's starting out with a complete general store, बिल्कुल नया, and has no experience. I mean, no experience, no background with, let's say, whatever. So give me a random niche example. कि अगर let's say आपको कोई वो करना है, so what would that niche be? Random, anything.
Fitness. That's what I run.
ठीक है. Great. So देखो, फिटनेस में ना स्टोरी बनाना बहुत ईजी है. So usually people who want to get into fitness, let's say fitness niche में, they usually have some connection with fitness. Either they
Hmm.
want to be fit and they're not fit, otherwise they are fit and they work out and they do yoga or meditation or let's say running, whatever activities. So when it comes to the brand story here, it would simply begin with your story first. So usme me ko hum we kar denge, and we'll simply talk about that. I mean, agar mujhe fitness ka karna hai, so maybe I could start with that. Hi, so my name is this, and मान लो that I've spent these many years, as a in my own fitness journey, I've spent these many years as, let's say, obese or as overweight, which led me to कुछ भी बनाता हूँ, मतलब जो real होना चाहिए वो I'm not saying कुछ भी बना
Yeah,
दो,
obviously.
मैं तो कुछ भी बना रहा हूँ अभी कि that led me to lose my friends, lose my confidence, lose the way I used to look into myself in the mirror. I used to and blah blah blah, all of these bad things happened, and that's when I realized that why fitness is so important and why it is the most important thing that a man or a woman, whatever, should take care of. I started working out and I was able to lose these many kgs or got fitter, blah blah blah, and this brand that I'm building, let's say My Fitness XYZ, through My Fitness XYZ, I want to spread the message out. Like we as a brand want to spread the message out, and every product that we sell, just I mean, the vision that we have as a brand is, you should make fitness as a part of your lifestyle. So every product that you find in My Fitness XYZ, whatever your brand is going to help you inch closer to your fitter version. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying
All right,
here,
man. You just gave me a eureka moment right now. Go on.
right? So what I'm saying here is अपनी story से कहीं ना कहीं connect करो, I को V बना दो, and then just
Hmm.
connect it to your products and brand. And I think people just connect with that way.
Absolutely, absolutely. While you were telling the story, I remember my story. Like, अभी BBA के साथ, I wanted to start a minimalist athleisure brand.
Nice,
Why? Because
nice.
it was my story. Like a couple of months back, I was like, uh, you know, I was stressed out of my life. A lot of stress was going on. Then I was reading some books, and they said a lot of stress comes because we own a lot of stuff. It was a
Hmm.
minimalist book, and then I started giving up a lot of stuff, like reducing my wardrobe. अभी मेरे पास बस 5 ही t-shirt, gray, black, white, blue, खत्म. So after doing all of that, really I could see like there was a transformation in me where I could be more happier and less stressful about the things, less clutter and all. When you were telling that story, I was like, dude, hey, this is my story, man. I can
अरे
craft around it.
दिस इज लवली यार, मतलब जैसे इसमें क्लोथिंग में है, बाय द वे मैं भी यूजुअली या तो प्लेन टी शर्ट्स पहनता हूँ ऐसी पोलो वाली,
Hmm.
या वो राउंड नेक वाली. सो दिस इज
हाँ,
ब्रांड बाय मार्च टी ना, मेरे पास उनके पता नहीं कितने
March tea,
टी
I
शर्ट.
know. Yeah,
हाँ, तो मेरे पास
yeah.
उनकी बहुत टी शर्ट्स हैं एंड आई गेट दैट. सो बहुत अच्छा है ये कि what we're selling here is not just a t-shirt, or it's not just athletic whatever wear, but this is an extension of your personality, because
Exactly.
you are what you wear, so yeah, I mean, I see that happening there.
So, like you are building a brand not around a product, but around a concept and around your people who relate to that concept. Is that
Correct.
be right? Okay.
Yeah, you know what I care. मतलब this really does. I mean, the brand story and everything is important. I'm not saying कि बहुत अच्छी brand story होगी तो crazy viral हो जाएगा, कुछ हो जाएगा. But if like first people have to like your product, because honestly, trust me,
That's
people will not
obvious.
give a f about your brand story अगर उनको product ही अच्छा नहीं लगा. Product
Ah,
अच्छा लगा है, then they उनमें वो interest जागता है. I want to know more about them, so they go to the website, they read more
ah.
about you, and then they like, and then they start sharing it with their friends कि देखो ऐसा है. So yeah, I think that's how it works.
Your first product is your tripwire to your funnel. Then your story comes in, then you make them your friend. Got it.
Yes, yes.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Cool. That's all that I have to ask. Like one final question before we
Hmm.
end the interview. And like, let's not end the interview right away. I hope you have like another 15
Of
minutes
course,
with
brother.
you. Yeah.
Of course, of
Okay,
course.
awesome. Like we are doing live, so some people are asking some questions. So guys, if you have any questions, put it in the chat. We will answer them right now. But before that, one question to you, Nishkars. You
Hmm.
have been an entrepreneur for almost a decade now. What are your three biggest business breaking, burning them to the ground mistakes so far?
Okay, so let me think. Yeah, so the biggest mistake that I've made as a business person, and I still do, is not taking. मतलब बहुत कम हो गया है, पहले बहुत ज़्यादा था, but not taking care of my numbers. By numbers, I mean call it accounting, simple words. So we've had a C, of course, yeah, we've been working with one really good CAs and everything, giving them all the data that they ask for and everything. But I've kind of, the biggest mistake I made, especially when I was starting out with ecom, is I did not really care about the numbers, and I was more focused on just getting revenues, kamao, 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 kamao. And then later I used to realize, what the fuck, man, I work so hard, and in the end,
Yeah.
मेरे पास कुछ बचता ही नहीं है. And it took me a while to realize that I wasn't really checking my bank statements. I wasn't checking my credit card bills properly. मैं बस दिए जा रहा था, and I वही freedom mindset कि outsource या CA है वो कर लेगा अपने आप. And CA
Yeah.
अपना काम कर रहा था, but there are a few things that only you can do, and no one else will give a f about it, because no one really cares about your money like you do. So this is the biggest mistake I've made, and कहीं ना कहीं bits and pieces में मैं अभी भी करता हूँ, and it just makes me realize that I need to take care of my numbers so much better. Otherwise, I'll keep on working and I'll see these revenues and everything. But at the end of the day, let's say I realize कि dude, यार मैं expect कर रहा था इतना होगा, but इतना ही है. This is the
Hmm.
biggest mistake that I see, that that at one point this shattered my e-commerce business in 2019, I guess 2019 के end में, wherein we were at really high revenue, scaling like crazy. We thought everything was fine, and then we realized that okay, Facebook पे इतना जा रहा है, ये जा रहा है, वो जा रहा है, PayPal itna le raha hai, and all of that. We had no idea about that. So
Yeah.
yeah, really big mistake, really simple, but yes, that's number one. Number two, you shouldn't give. So when you're building a team, you shouldn't give complete freedom to your team. Like, this is another big mistake that we've made in the past. So there was a time in 2018 या 19 के time की बात है. We used to have this team, and we were running a print on demand business, and I had an operations guy, all working from the same office. Operations guy, Facebook ads का एक person था. Then we had someone for support and everything. And I was like, all cool, that सब अच्छे हैं, सब बढ़िया लोग होते हैं, कोई कुछ गलत नहीं कर सकता है. And later I realized that they left my company, our company, and then they started a store of themselves, आपस में ही, and they copied my store and my pricing strategy, some
Yeah.
designs and everything. Later their ad accounts and everything got banned, and I got to know about that later, because the guy forgot that मैंने उसका ad account बनवाया था एक time पे. But anyway, this happened, so उस time पे मुझे realize हुआ that yeah, I mean, everyone is good, देखो कोई मन से खराब नहीं होता है, but अगर आप, if you give unnecessary space and freedom to your team, things can get fucked up, and you can't just randomly blame them for it, because you just gonna take responsibility that तुमने unnecessary में freedom दिया है. So when you're building a team, never, I mean, I'm not saying that go crazy and get or become a control freak. I'm not saying that. Like, giving space is important, but उतना ही space दो जितने में आपको पता है that that the person's not going to take advantage of you. That is
Yeah.
the second
Yeah.
biggest mistake. Third, okay, so this is मतलब ये मैं ना, I was having a conversation with my wife today about this. And we were talking exactly about this. I've spent a lot on mastermind and coachings, lot. क्योंकि शुरू में मुझे लगता था कि मैंने कहीं से सुना था that whatever you make, reinvest that, and we've spent a lot of money in masterminds and coaching, right? मतलब again, not sharing this to show off, but just being very truthful and honest with you guys here. I think we've spent close to 100 and पता नहीं $30,000 or $140,000 in the last couple of years just in coaching and consulting, अपने आप को सिखाने के लिए, different e-commerce masterminds, running a consulting business. So मुझे कई बार ये लगता है कि मेरे साथ क्या होता है, that let's say ये हुआ है कई बार that I make a lot of money from somewhere, बढ़िया है, and then I'm like, I want to learn more, I want to learn more, I want to learn more. So वो learning more और वो जो obsession है ना, वो it makes me invest at places where I feel कि नहीं करता मैं. So like what I realized was कि ठीक है, investing in yourself is great, but do it thoughtfully, and until and unless you've not really टेकन एक्शन और पूरा निचोड़ तब तक नहीं निकालनी है ना, तब तक आपको कहीं और इन्वेस्टमेंट करने की जरूरत नहीं है उस पर्टिकुलर चीज में, राइट? बिकॉज आई सी
Absolutely.
पीपल, यार मेरे मतलब आई सी दिस हैपनिंग, पीपल बाय टेंस ऑफ प्रोग्राम्स एंड दे डोंट टेक एक्शन. So I've been a culprit. I mean, I've been a victim of that myself. So yeah, the third mistake here would be that if like there are a few investments that I see if I didn't make, I would have saved that money. But anyway, everything connects in some way or the other. So ठीक है वो चीज.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I think the third one. Yeah, that's it.
Hmm. But I think, like coming, if I can comment on those, I hope I'm allowed to do that. The team member thing that happened to me as well, and I've seen that. But I have also realized, and you should read this book, freaking great book. It's called the Great Game of Business. I forgot the name of the author. Absolutely download it. Do not download audiobook to hai Amazon पे
Mhm.
नहीं तो physical book मिल जाएगा. And I kind of use that um, learnings into the business that I ran earlier. What he mentioned that I forgot the name of the author. I'm so sorry if he's alive or not. It's a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
old book,
Mm.
and he talks about this thing called like when you are forming a team, they don't need most the people jump ship only when they think that the business is not their business. They are employees, but there is no accountability to it. So unless they feel that okay, we are part of this one team, Barcelona, Barca, they are
Mm.
not going to play as good as them, right?
Mm.
What happens is when they think that okay, ये उसका business है, I'm working on his business, वो disconnect आ जाता है ना, then you feel like अरे मैं तो अपना business में बहुत अच्छा कर सकता हूँ. That's
Mm.
what that's what he mentioned by the way. So one thing that he really did, and I also did, he said that मतलब बहुत time we try to keep our employees within a particular bubble. Okay, you are a content marketer and you just write content. बॉस ईमेल लिख ले, तू ब्लॉग पोस्ट लिख ले, सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट लिख ले, तेरा काम खत्म. So उससे क्या होता है? The disconnect starts forming and they are not able to visualize कि support person के end से क्या वो कैसा सोचता होगा एक सपोर्ट पर्सन क्या और एक सपोर्ट पर्सन ये नहीं सोच पाता कि हाँ एक परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटर कैसा सोचता होगा बिकॉज एवरीबडी हैज देयर ओन थॉट प्रोसेस एंड द बेस्ट वे टू डू इट इज बी टोटली ऑनेस्ट शो देम इफ यू आर रनिंग ऑन लॉस show them that you're running on loss if you're running on profit show them that this is the profit it's a little bit of a risk to take but the benefit is if you show them the loss anybody who wants to jump ship they will just jump the ship anyway and you don't really want such people anyway right but people who stick with your vision after even learning that because they now know कि okay not just me इवन वो बंदा अच्छा काम कर रहा है कि नहीं उसके ऊपर भी डिपेंड कर रहा है कि पीएनएल स्टेटस क्या रहेगा दे आर काइंड ऑफ फोर्स्ड टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट बबल एंड they are like little bit forced to like think in terms of a support guy or a performance marketer guy or a management guy and they start acting like more employees and I don't know whether came across this concept or not but I applied this in the business and it worked really well like I
Mm.
got some of my best team members that are still working with me like even after I sold my business they're still working with me so yeah something that I wanted to share with you.
Lovely. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah, thanks very much for coming in. I don't see a lot of questions here. My audience कभी-कभी इतना questions पूछते हैं वो 1 घंटा चला जाता है but thankfully there are no questions today. There are a lot of comments. Hey Suraj, these are all my community members from my email list. Reena saying very true. Complete one thing, then move to other. Absolutely. Inderpreet, he recently joined in my community and was talking about his business. Awesome. So each and every single person in here, they are all like they want to build their own brands. And guys, if you really want to get into that, start your own brand, not just another e-commerce store. Uh, Go ahead and go to this particular link. Let me just put in a banner. Brand building TV. That's the one, right? Brandbuilding.tv.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So go ahead and check this banner out and check Nishkar's out. I think somebody said, can I get your ecom mastermind course link? So here's the link. Brandbuilding.tv.
Oh yeah. Or
Kirtika.
you guys can also just directly send me a message on Facebook
Yeah,
and
send him a message on Facebook
yeah.
or Instagram. He's available there. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Awesome, man. Thank you very much for joining in. So much fun. So many things to learn. अभी तो बस week 1 खत्म हुआ है मेरा. अभी 7 और weeks बाकी हैं. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna come up with $1 million brand, and I promise you, I'm gonna be your best case study going forward.
That's lovely,
So,
brother. And
thanks,
it's
man.
a pleasure. Yeah. Thank you for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure. And thanks for sharing, everything that you've shared with me. I've learned a
Yeah,
couple of things myself. So thank you for that. And yeah, brother,
awesome.
like I said yesterday, yeah, let's be in touch and let's do this for you. Yeah. Let's do this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, man.